The afternoon sun beat down on the tin roof. Inside her humble home in Kulgam, an elderly woman named Fatima sat beside her charkha. The gentle whirring of the spinning wheel was the soundtrack to her day, a rhythm as familiar as her own heartbeat. Fatima's weathered hands moved with practiced grace, spinning wool into yarn, her thoughts drifting to simpler times. Life in Kulgam was quiet, peaceful. Fatima found solace in the everyday rhythms, the call to prayer, the scent of cardamom tea brewing, the laughter of children playing in the dusty streets. Her days were filled with small acts of devotion and kindness, a silent symphony of generosity that went unnoticed by most, but resonated deeply within her. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows across the room, Fatima paused her spinning. A faint knock on the door stirred her from her thoughts. She rose slowly, her joints protesting with each movement, and made her way to see who it could be. Two young men stood at her doorstep. Their faces were hidden behind dark sunglasses, their demeanor hesitant. Fatima's heart, however, was not easily perturbed. She had seen much in her long life, weathered many storms, and learned that kindness was often the most disarming weapon.
Assalamu alaikum. Can I help you, Beta?
Wa alaikum assalam, Amma. We were just passing through and were wondering if you could spare some water. Fatima smiled, her wrinkles deepening at the corners of her eyes.
Water, of course, but it is a hot day and water alone will not quench your thirst. Come, sit. I will make you some sherbet.
As the young men settled on the worn rug in her small living room, Fatima moved about her kitchen with a surprising agility. Her heart was filled with a familiar warmth. The desire to nurture and care for others was deeply ingrained in her being. Her hands moved with practiced ease as she squeezed lemons, mixed sugar, and poured water into a clay pitcher. With each motion, she whispered a silent prayer, asking for peace and understanding in a world that often seemed to have forgotten the power of compassion. She poured the cool, refreshing drink into 3 glasses, her old, calloused fingers trembling slightly. Carrying the tray with a steady hand, Fatima returned to the living room. As she offered the glasses to her guests, a sudden glint of metal caught her eye. One of the young men was holding a pistol, its cold steel glinting ominously in the fading light.